Welcome back, and today we are talking about ADER ERROR, which I definitely believe is the fastest growing streetwear brand in 2018. I first found out about this brand from a Magnus running video, which was about over a year ago, when he was talking about the brands to look out for in 2017.
First brand is a brand called ADER ERROR, and it's a whole like unisex style, very similar to like Acne. I think it's way nicer actually. They go around the whole oversized things, oversized knits.
And then it kind of just skipped my head, but I looked into it briefly, but I wasn't really that interested. But then I saw it again recently in a High Snobiety video.
Sol might have a bit of a problem with fakes, but there's some amazing things happening here. It feels like there's a new brand coming out of Korea every week these days, and it's only a matter of time before someone like ADER ERROR, Kanghyuk, or Blindness makes it big in the West.
And they were talking about the counterfeit culture in Korea, in South Korea, in Seoul. And they were talking about how there are some up and coming brands that people should focus on, like ADER ERROR, instead of buying counterfeit goods. So I was like, wow, people are really talking about this brand. I started to see it all over my Instagram feed, so I really looked into it, and I've really gotten into the brand like over the past few, like, let's say 7 to 8 months, I'd say. So I'm kind of late to the party. I know some people have been on this brand for like 2-3 years. I'm not going to claim that I knew it when I didn't, but I'll just give my thoughts on what I think about ADER ERROR. So ADER ERROR was founded in 2014 by 4 designers that I don't know why they want to remain anonymous, and apparently they don't really have a fashion background. They have various backgrounds, like they study marketing, finance, that sort of stuff. But obviously they have creative sides, like Virgil Abloh, who studied structural and civil engineering. He had a creative side to him, and it was very big. It got really big very quickly in South Korea, which is where the brand is based, and a lot of K-pop stars started wearing it, and we all know that K-pop is huge in Korea. Like, that's the equivalent. The K-pop artists are the equivalent to our, like, oh no, Drake's over here in the West. So once you have K-pop artists wearing your stuff, basically everyone's going to be interested. That kind of blew it up in Korea, and they were making waves in Korea. And then a lot of people started finding out about ADER ERROR through the Instagram. The Instagram now, I think, has over 400,000 followers. So a lot of people started to realize what ADER ERROR was. A lot of people got interested in it. But at the time, they only really distributed in Korea. So if you wanted ADER ERROR clothing, you'd have to go out of your way to very select retailers in the West, or you would have to find a way to get it shipped from Korea, or get a plug to buy it in Korea. And it's only recently that they've started distributing in the West, actually. So that's shown you that they've moved on to a new level of success. I'd say ADER ERROR, if I was to describe how it looks, it kind of looks like a fusion of Acne Studios and vetements. So vetements in terms of the unique shapes and also the oversized silhouette, and Acne Studios in terms of how simplistic the pieces are, and how there's not too much going on the pieces, essentially. And a lot of ADER ERROR, like I've said, they have a very oversized fit, which it's good sometimes, but for someone like me who's really tall and I have really long arms, a lot of the things, some of the pieces are actually one size. So I think when you have one size pieces, it might look really nice and oversized on someone who's average height or smaller, but on a taller person like me, it will just look like a really huge shirt with short sleeves, which isn't a good look. You can tell from the way and the slogans and just the inspiration of the brand that they are marketing to millennials. We've seen some slogans on some of their clothes, like "Don't Grow Up" or "Nightclub," and that just shows us that they're really specifically trying to market to millennials. And the SS18 collection was actually inspired by the whole Instagram culture and the whole selfie culture, and how people, like millennials, take loads of selfies now. That's kind of like the thing to do. Personally, I think that's kind of corny, but fair enough. Like, I get where they're going with that. What I really like about ADER ERROR is the fact that the clothes are unisex. So they use female models a lot of the time, but men wear the clothes that are seen on female models, and when they do use male models, women wear the clothes that are on male models. So all their clothes are unisex, they can be worn by both. And it's a crazy thing to fathom, because South Korean culture, the gender roles are way more specific than in the West, because you see in places like South Korea, people are way more conservative, they're less liberals in general. Everyone thinks this is how it has always been, so it shouldn't change. That's kind of the mindset of people. So when a brand comes out in a place like that, in that sort of political climate, and the clothes are unisex in a place where women should only do this and men should only do that, is a huge rebellious thing to do that people won't fathom because they're from the West. I originate from Nigeria, Africa, and people have similar views. And like, if a brand did something like that, I can imagine the type of kickback they would get. So I can personally understand how crazy it is, and I'm so for it. I support it fully. The brand also is like relatively inexpensive. Like on average, the pieces range from about $40 to like $400. That's for the sweaters, the t-shirts, the hoodies, stuff like that. Obviously the outerwear is always going to be more expensive. It costs more to make outerwear. And even from the sweatshirts that are around $400 and less, I've heard the quality is top notch. So $400 for a really high quality jumper is a lot better than a lot of brands are offering, like Louis Vuitton, for example. How I think ADER ERROR has grown really quickly in recent times is due to collaborations. They had a collaboration with maison, kitsune, and Magnus actually talked about that as well. And they've also recently had a collaboration with Puma, and it's those shoes with the really big back tab. I wasn't really feeling it. I don't know what that was, but it was popular. A lot of people talked about it. It got mouths moving at the end of the day, and as a brand, all publicity is good publicity, as we all know, especially when it's not like this brand is trash. It was more people just wondering, okay, what is this? Like, what is this shoe? What is the brand that like collaborated with Puma? What is this ADER ERROR brand? So yeah, those are my thoughts on ADER ERROR. Personally, I think they are destined for great things. They're only going to continue to grow. It seems like the brand is more on an upward spiral than a downward one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're going to do in the future. Personally, in the near future, I'm going to buy some ADER ERROR for sure, depending on how it fits, like I said. Because I'm tall, I don't really want to wear an oversized jumper with short sleeves. I look like an absolute idiot, but yeah, those are my thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not like this video. If you like fashion content or you like fashion videos, I talk all about fashion, mainly high-end fashion, but I do delve into streetwear and other sides of fashion. So if you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more.